Bienvenido al primer encuentro global.
Welcome everyone to the first global encounter of the Laudato Si movement. My name is Adriana Fiori and I say welcome from Ecuador. I can see that we have people from Spain, Mexico, Honduras, Chile, Argentina, Colombia.
Acompañando hoy. Hoy nos
Please let us
espera
know
un encuentro muy
where you're visiting us today. We have a really special encounter today, and I'm going to have the honor to be with you during this live stream with a lot of people, and we'll be really happy about this. Before we begin, I want to thank all of you for taking part of this encounter. And I wanted to let you know that we do have interpretation available in Zoom in the following languages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French. In the
you can activate the language interpretation in English, Portuguese, Italian, or French. In the chat, we will explain to you how to do it. You can go to our city web and then you can find the link to go to Zoom. Se state guardando questo evento in Zoom, potete attivare l'interpretazione linguistica in inglese, portoghese, italiano o francese. Nella chat vi spiegheremo come potete farlo. Ora sì, empezamos.
And now let's begin.
Para comenzar este encuentro, vamos a ver
To begin this encounter, we will receive some special greetings that we have. Let's start.
I'm very pleased to greet you all.
Please listen to the main audio.
From this privileged place where Saint Francis, 8 centuries ago, stripped himself of everything until the nakedness to express his belonging to God and to the brothers, especially the poor, giving also an impulse to the environmental sensitivity. So, have my best wishing for the course of your studies, reflections, prayers, and the action of this year 2023. Have my blessing from this place of grace.
Muchas gracias, Monseñor Sorrentino, que desde Asís saluda.
Thank you, Senor. Thank you, Bishop, that you are saying hi to our movement from Assisi, giving us greetings and blessings for this encounter. So now let's move to Argentina. Dear brothers and sisters, friends from the Laudato Si movement, we are beginning these activities in 2023. I want to give you my love, my warmth, and my prayers to you, so that this commitment to our common home is something that will move our hearts and our minds. There we can see the CELAM General Secretary, Bishop Jorge Lozano. Thank you so much for being present today. And also from Latin America, let's have another greeting. Good afternoon or good morning. It's a great honor for me and a pleasure to be here with you in our Laudato Si encounter from Peru. My name is Sister Doreen, and I'm part of the Sisters in Peru. And I take part of a Laudato Si movement circle. The call for taking care of our common home seems simple, but it demands a profound ecological conversion. We have to know what we love and what we respect. That today's global encounter eager us to be
Gracias, hermana
faithful to
Lorraine.
our calling.
Gracias
Thank
por su
you.
misión dentro del movimiento
Thank you,
Laudato Si.
Sister Doreen. Thank you for your mission
Porque
inside the
vemos que
Laudato Si
sigue
movement.
llegando los saludos desde
We
Argentina,
have,
Málaga,
we
Ecuador
can see that
y
everyone
algunos
is
por
saying hi
Colombia,
to us
Honduras.
from Argentina, Málaga, Ecuador,
Así que
Colombia,
en tantos países que
Honduras.
nos acompañan
We're
hoy.
really happy to see
Muchas
that we
gracias por
have
haber tomado
many
este
people that
servicio.
are
Ahora le
um,
damos la bienvenida
watching
a
us,
Daniel Gómez
especially now
de
from this
Colombia,
special
que va a
moment.
acompañarnos
We'll have
para
Daniel Gomez
finalizar
from
este tiempo
Colombia
de
that
oración.
will be with us in prayer, in opening prayer. Thank you so much, Adriana. Good morning, good afternoon. I don't know what time it is. I know that we are in a global time zone right now. So now, as member of the CVX, that we share this spirituality with Jesus and other movements from the roots of the Laudato Si movement, we've been. I wanted to be with you together in prayer, and in one way or another, I accepted this invitation. We know that another members are part of this movement, and one of the important elements that we shared before. So let's be motivated and let's find each other in prayer. And how we are going to weave together this relationship that we have with our common home. Many of us, we were raised to know that our house, we had to take care of furniture, we couldn't put our shoes on the table, on the sofa, and so on. So it's thinking just that way, that everything that is outside of our walls, when we have an encounter with nature, that it might seem that it's really far, that cities alienate us from nature. When we think about nature, when we think about our planet, we get distracted with the blocks, with the cars, with the roads, all of those things that are just next to us that we forget that we are in constant contact with nature here, that originally it was a creation centering in nature, that we are passengers here, that just how they ask in our home to be respectful of the furniture, when we go out of our houses, we are still in this common home. We are still part of creation because we are not owners of creation. So let's find this space for worship, in contemplation, so that we can slowly reflect about what brings our attention to God. And from this feeling, we can start to reconstruct and repair our relationship. I know that as members of the Laudato Si movement, we have this ability and we need to be able to connect more and to recognize the realities that we have from one way or another, to be more present in the actions that we are taking. We are more present in being able to pray for others, as Pope Francis has asked us to pray for him and for other leaders, to be able to take our actions. And in this time, we are going to begin a space of prayer to unite each other in this moment of reflection. And all of the themes that we're going to touch today. So can we please present the prayer? Hello, my name is Natalia Peláez from CVX in Colombia. And today we will guide this prayer. Let's put ourselves in the moment that we're going to say in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. God, I am going to allow myself to be reached by your life, by your spirit, all of that that gives us hope. I come to your encounter right now, asking for your help to be conscious of the need to understand and to take care of your common home, where we are living, we are sharing our existence. I want to ask you for this activity, for the day and the night that we have as a fraternal hug. With these intentions in our hearts, I ask to have the wisdom and humility of heart to understand my role and my place in your project. With this scripture, I'm going to start thinking about poetry in life, in dirt, in everything that you've created, in our food. May He be the one that enlighten us in this journey. From Genesis. Then the Lord made the man with dirt from the ground. And breathed into his nostrils from breath of life, and the man became a living being. Now the Lord that had planted a garden in the east in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed. The Lord God made all kind of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden, there were trees of life, were the tree of knowledge and the tree of evil.
Pregúntate, ¿cuál es tu misión?
Ask yourself, what is your mission today?
Esa que te encargó Dios. El texto dice,
In the scripture,
guardara y cultivara.
we need to cultivate and to
Quizás nos
take
podemos
care.
pensar en proteger, cuidar.
Maybe we can think about protecting, working.
Deja que resuenen esas palabras que te puedan inspirar.
Let that word resonate with your soul to be inspired.
Deja que ese aroma,
Let the scent
al terminar este rato de oración,
that it leaves you with after this moment of prayer, to be able to have a dialogue with God, this Father that is also our Creator.
ponlo
All of these that you are
en
carrying,
una
put it
petición,
or transform it into a petition, into an action of worship to God.
gloria al Padre, al Hijo y al Espíritu Santo.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, thy kingdom come. Amen.
Qué hermosa oración hemos
What a
compartido con
beautiful
Natalia y Daniel,
moment of prayer that we share with Natalia and Daniel, representing our brothers and sisters of Christian life in Colombia. Thank you so much for being here with us and being part of this global encounter. And what you were saying is true. We forget what is inside of our home and we only think about what we have, the furniture and all of these goods, but we forget that the common home, it's actually what is surrounding us. It's what's every day next to us. We are still seeing Greetings from Italia, from Peru, from Mexico, Colombia, Argentina. I also see that we have a lot of animators, Laudato Si. Thank you so much for joining. Now, we are going to move to Trinidad and Tobago, where the secretary of our board of directors, Laudato Si, Annalisa Ramsahai, will give us some of the highlights of our board of directors. Then, after a meeting that they had in Assisi in January.
Everyone. On behalf of the
Well,
Laudato Si Movement Board,
please listen to the original audio.
peace and all good. We thank you for your presence and commitment to be with us in this first global encounter today. In January this year, the Board of Directors had a fruitful and spirit-led meeting and retreat in Assisi, the birthplace of St. Francis. It was important to have this moment of deep discernment and decision-making for our beloved movement. I would like to share with you in full transparency key updates. As you know, last year we began the process to further discern how to embrace synodality and strengthen our structures within the movement. This process was led by a special synodality discernment task force, and we sought facilitation support from consultants at Prion Global Development. The board had the opportunity to discuss the first outputs of this ongoing process, and a strong output which emerged is our identity as a Catholic movement. The Laudato Si movement is a Catholic movement rooted in the charism of Laudato Si, namely integral ecology. The board considered the identity paper presented by the task force, and we welcome the clear focus to strengthen the deep spiritual roots of the movement. As a Catholic movement, we will engage in a movement-wide reflection on our identity statement, mission, and values. A collaborative vision is to be more inclusive, to work with people of all goodwill. In our discernment, we saw the rapid growth of the movement, the hard work of the secretariat, the grassroots, our members, benefactors, and partners. We saw the need to strengthen our spiritual accompaniment and to deepen our relationship with God, our Creator, each other, and the environment. In the coming 2 years, a major focus would be to deepen our in-person encounters with a vision to build the local foundations of the movement. The Discernment Task Force will continue to work on ways we can increase participation in our structures and decentralize across the movement. We listened to the deep desire to have more representation from the movement in the governance structure. And there is an outline of a new governance structure to reflect these changes. Further consultation and discernment will continue in the next coming months as we begin the preparation process for the 2025 Global Encounter and the General Assembly. The board reaffirms its commitment to the principle of subsidiarity and the need to strive to empower and support our chapters, members, and secretariats. It is a real Kairos moment to announce the face-to-face global encounter and General Assembly, which will take place on the 10th anniversary of Laudato Si in Assisi on the Feast of Pentecost, June 8, 2025. It is the first time we are going to have people come together to represent the movement and make decisions on what the movement will look like in the future. And to make it even more special, 2025 will mark the 800-year anniversary of the Canticle of Creatures, as well as the movement's 10th anniversary. As you can see, everything is interconnected. So this journey of encounter is very special with your prayer, your support, and solidarity. Of course, we don't expect everyone to be there, but your presence, whether it is face to face or spiritual, is so important in building the global community within the movement. With deep gratitude, the board says a special thank you to our outgoing member Amanda Hanley, who have served on the board since 2017. At the end of this year, 4 of our founding members on the board second term will end, and we are profoundly grateful for their leadership and dedication over the years. This means there will be vacancies on the board open to members of the movement who feel called to serve in this leadership. I close by saying thank you to each of you, our members, for your personal journey and sacrifice to care and build hope for a common home. As St. Francis of Assisi said, preach the gospel at all times, and if necessary, use words. Let's save the date, Laudato Si 2025. Thank you.
Gracias, Analisa, por la presentación del encuentro, por esas novedades y por contarnos lo
Thank you
que
so much, Annalisa, for the presentation of the encounter, for the news, and what telling us about what this important meeting was about in Assisi in January. And as Annalisa said, we hope to see you in Assisi in 2025. Now, we are going to share some questions with you in the chat before we begin with our next part of the encounter. Now we will have a special part in our encounter. We're hear different voice from our members in a global part. We have Latin America, Vietnam, Tanzania, and Hungary. Before reaching the United States, we have this part. Will you join us? Today, we're going to share with you 5 experiences of how this school has taken care of Laudato Si in our school. First, we started cleaning the River Cali, a project that it's going to be taking care for a long time. The second part is the celebration of the time of creation. In this celebration, we are committed to work with the most vulnerable, with the people that are poor and our elderly and our brothers and sisters, animals that are in the streets. We also shared 3,000 signatures for our campaign, Healthy People, Healthy Planet, to start to support this initiative. The fourth activity was an active educational in ecology, and we have taken into consideration the encyclica of our father, Pope Francis, to take care of our mission from the education, science, and knowledge for our children, to take care of our encounter of our ecosystems, and we are taking care of life of the planet and of the people. We are committed from science and from action to take care of our common home. I would say that our school is really committed to taking care of our common home. We went to a rural area to work. We have a lot of classes that englobe this taking care of the environment, of our planet. And the fifth work that we've had is the compromise of our biodiversity collapse. And we are trying to save species in our habitat that are in danger of going extinct. Thank you so much, Fray Santiago and Fray Sebastián, and all the school, Fray Damián González in Cali. These testimonies are the ones that empower us to start moving, to take action ourselves, and it makes us believe in what we can do in our communities. Now, from Argentina, we have Romina Hall. She's going to tell us about this important issue. What is an ecocide? And a process that she's been working in that it's called Stop Ecocide. The ecocide is any activity that hurts the environment forever. In this environmental crisis that we're living in our planet, the climate change, loss of biodiversity, and toxic chemicals in our rivers, the ecocide is the root of all of these actions, because right now it's not illegal to harm the earth. We need urgently to create a law that it's going to create ecocide as an international crime. In Argentina, we are working towards bringing this as a crime in the international court. For it to be considered a crime as genocide, war crimes, and crimes of lesa humanidad. We also are working in a framework in a national level. We have a national project for criminalization of the ecocide to protect our earth. We have faith for ecocide, artists, young people, businessmen, and thousands of peoples and individuals that are with us being together as protectors of our earth. We have more than 40 countries that are working through this. And in the Latin America, we have Chile, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, Brazil, and Venezuela, and between others. From June in 2021, we have a law definition that has been accepted as the most precise meaning and definition because it's being taken as a model to typify this war act. So this will be any act that it's being done, even when they know that it will have harmful results forever for the environment. We're talking about applying this law in at least 30 countries. In 2022, we have our group, Argentina Without Ecocide, that I am a member of. And we have a project from Dr. Miguel Ángel Austuria that it's already in the works for the ecocide to be used in our penal national code. We're going to be together with organizations and business and people that of goodwill that want to join together to reach this goal. Because if we criminalize ecocide, it's going to be beneficial for the whole planet. It's really interesting, so important to be informing this. Thank you so much, Romina, for this explanation that sometimes maybe we don't know about. And now you know that if you want more information, you can go to www.stopecocide.org. And now we are going to go to
Hello,
Asia.
everybody. I'm Hồng Phúc. I'm from Đà Lạt, Vietnam. I would like to share with you about my work as an animator of Laudato Si animators and our work on Laudato Si. I have been with Caritas Đà Lạt in Vietnam since 2008, and I work as its vice director. In 2016, I got to know the Laudato Si letters and was so inspired by it. I wanted the rest of the network of Caritas in Đà Lạt to learn more about it, and so I found the Laudato Si animator course. I then registered to take part in the summer course in 2020. Working in Laudato Si, I understand that ecological conversion is necessary before we can truly take action. I work as an animator for 3 courses. I noticed that there was not a single Vietnamese other than me who joined it, and the reason is language barrier. I then asked to have a Vietnamese channel on the Laudato Si animator course, and I volunteered to be the interpreter. We did this in the spring of 2022. Many Caritas Đà Lạt staff then joined the course and became Laudato Si animator. Each year, during the Laudato Si week and season of creation, we write a letter call for the whole diocese to take action. At the same time, we also organize prayer with and for creation, organize outdoor mass, and invite the bishop to celebrate. Our journey continue. We will keep going on, sowing seeds here and there, and inspiring others to live Laudato Si in the spirit of synodality. With God's grace, we will be to engage more people to work for a better future and better world.
¡Qué gran trabajo, Hong Puk! Se ve cuánto compromiso Laudato Si hay en esta región de Asia-Pacífico. La verdad, es un orgullo contar con gente tan comprometida como ellos.
Thank you so much, Hong Kong. Such a great work. And we can see a lot of compromise in Laudato Si in this region. I am really honored to count with people that do this type of work. Now, we're going to go to Africa. There we have a representative from Sainesa, who is going to tell us about the news of this region. Please go to the main language.
Representing the Tanzania chapter. Thank you for this opportunity to share some of the key activities of our chapter. And for the past 2 years, our chapter has been engaging into advocacy training programs, focusing on the young people from the Archdiocese of Dar es Salaam, both from parish level and from universities. During this encounter with the young people from the Archdiocese of Dar es Salaam, we realized that most of them are not aware of the fourth encyclical, Laudato Si. And therefore, last year, during Laudato Si month, on May 2022, we came up with a training program called the Laudato Si Youth Formation, which intends to prepare young people from the Archdiocese of Dar es Salaam to understand their position in the implementation of the Laudato Si. During this, our very first training program of Laudato Si Youth Formation, we had 30 young people participated from 4 universities and 2 parishes. And this program was graced by Bishop Henry Uchamungu as a guest speaker. From chapter 13 of the Laudato Si, Pope Francis says that young people demand changes. Now, in this regard, we are looking forward to conduct our second cohort of the Laudato Si Youth Formation program, which will take place on May 2023 during Laudato Si month. And we are doing this in order to reach out to many young people of the Archdiocese of Dar es Salaam and beyond. That's all I can say from our chapter. And thank you very much for this opportunity once again. And we have our motto when we say, Sainesa, you reply, care for creation. Sainesa, thank you, and I wish you well.
Sainesa, care for creation, como nos decía Desderi. Cuidamos de la creación unidos, Desderi, así que no te preocupes. Desde Tanzania, él nos cuenta todas estas novedades.
Now let's take care of our common home together.
Y al mismo tiempo ya estamos recorriendo casi toda la mitad del mundo. Qué grande que es nuestro movimiento. Ahora es el turno de Europa.
Hello, friends.
From Tanzania, he tells us about this news.
Thank you for the opportunity
to tell you about what we do within our Laudato Si working group, created by the International Catholic Conference of Scouting. I am Sára Lengyel from Hungary. We have members in our group from Portugal, Belgium, France and Lebanon as well, with whom we are working together for 2 years now. Our aim is to help our scouts to discover Laudato Si by preparing useful materials and tools. We started our work by collecting international good practices from the Scout associations, which then we shared with all the member associations and published on our Laudato Si page on the ICCS website, so we can all learn from each other and get some inspiration for our own activities. In the meantime, we started a social media campaign to raise awareness about Laudato Si among our scouts and on the online platforms as well. We posted 2 times a month for 14 months in 3 languages, English, French and Spanish. The posts showcase different topics discussed in the encyclical, for example, the issue of water, pollution and climate change, or environmental, ecological and social ecology. The first post of the month introduced the issue, using quotes from Laudato Si. The second one asked thought-provoking questions to motivate people to act on that specific topic in their own life. These posts are also published on our Laudato Si page on the ICCS website, so anyone can browse them through later as well to get some inspiration. We also wanted to share the message of Laudato Si in person with our scouts. At that time, there were still COVID lockdowns, so we organized an online training webinar for the African Scout Associations. That presentation is also shared on our webpage. We had 2 further webinars, one with Argentina and Italy, and one with France and Senegal, to share and discuss their good practices. To give to the scouts some resources to work with, we collected several materials, readings that take only 5 minutes to check, or 20 minutes, or 1 hour, depending on how much time you have. But we also collected film and book recommendations. In addition, we created a printable booklet that collects prayers, activities, songs, and readings from the Bible and from Laudato Si for Scout activities. We wanted to give our Scouts something more tangible, ready to use in practice, besides the educative materials. This is how we created our ecological footprint calculator, which was one of our biggest projects. It is a practical tool for Scout patrols and units organizing their camps to enable them to calculate their ecological footprint and reflect on their options, rethink their plans. We received positive feedback over time about our activities, and we hope that these resources will help our Scouts and anyone else outside of the organization to hear and spread the message of Pope Francis. Care for our common home. Thank you. I wish you a great and fruitful time together. Laudato Si.
Gracias, Sara, por esta gran misión Laudato Si que tienen dentro del movimiento Scout. En nuestro último tramo del viaje, aterrizamos en Estados Unidos y ahora vamos a escuchar a Dan Misner.
Special words. And now we will go to the United States.
Covenant, and I'm pleased to briefly share about our
Please listen to the main.
covenant. Began in 2006 with the help of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, and 5 years after the U.S. Bishop's statement on climate change. The organization's purpose is to share Catholic teaching on environmental issues, particularly climate change. And we do this in 4 key ways: organizing, advocacy, education, and through our Catholic Energies program. To learn more about us, please visit our websites, CatholicClimateCovenant.org, CatholicEnergies.org, and GodsPlanet.us. Advocacy. We're working closely with the U.S. bishops and other partners, and we help amplify the public policies that are consistent with our teaching and that engage the Catholic community broadly. For example, this past year, we helped over 800 Catholics from 48 of the 50 U.S. states to meet with senators, resulting in the successful passage of the Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment in climate action ever in the history of this country and in the history of the world. Organizing takes place in many ways, from our 20 national Catholic organizations, and those are our partners, to our parish and diocesan creation care team efforts. We're currently going all in on a strategy to mobilize youth and young adults who will in turn engage with their bishops and other Catholic leaders, urging them to take seriously the climate threat, to develop policies and urge them to develop policies and educational initiatives that motivate the Catholic community to tackle this crisis that is both social and environmental. We have also been asked by the Vatican and the U.S. bishops to coordinate the Laudato Si action platform in the United States and have developed a separate website to help, godsplanet.us. Regarding education, we annually produce Earth Day and Feast of St. Francis educational programs, which are downloaded for free by thousands of Catholic leaders. And we have developed an energy efficiency and renewable energy service for the Catholic community and for those facilities wishing to install solar panels and reduce their carbon footprint. We've engaged dozens of Catholic institutions in this program and encourage the beneficiaries to use this opportunity to educate the building's users, for instance, parishioners or students or retreatants and so forth. In fact, Catholic Energies won a Solar Builder of the Year award for our efforts in one diocese, the Diocese of Richmond. So we're doing lots of things, and we're very proud of the staff that we have and the work that we're doing in the United States, and hope you appreciate some of what we're doing and can use it in places where you work. If you have more questions or want to learn more, please go to the websites or email me, and I'll be happy to answer questions. So thank you very much, and glad to have this opportunity.
Gracias, Dan, por contarnos la gran misión del Catholic Climate Covenant, una organización miembro tan importante para nosotros, para el movimiento.
Thank you so much, Dan, for letting us know about this amazing mission of Catholic Climate Covenant, this really important organization from our movement. Now we have Tomás Insúa, our executive director, that from Rome, he's going to share a news with us. Thank you so much, Tomás, for being here with us. The floor is yours. Hello, Adri. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us to share with all of you. Yes, I have some news that I wanted to share with you, that it's really related to all of this process that Annalisa shared before, this process to deepen our understanding in synodality, in the movement, and is that after a lot of prayer, a lot of discernment, a lot of talks with our board of directors, our secretariat, I think the time has come for a transition. Long story short, my service as executive director of the Laudato Si movement will come to an end mid-2023. And of course that I will be a part of the movement still, but from another mission. Let's say in another project. Now that I am out of the secretariat, I will be working in an idea that we have been thinking about, this project in Assisi, where Laudato Si was born. And there's a lot of details now that we're still trying to discern. We still don't have all of the answers, but the idea is to start this center, the Laudato Si Center in Assisi, to share, to put in practice this message of the encyclical, and to put the Laudato Si circuit, to have different areas, symbolic encounters, to have this come and see experience where everything was born. And it's a project that we're going to be working in the diocese with the Franciscan brothers, with friends and collaborators from long times ago, with organizations like La Citadela. And so that's a little bit of the project that I'm going to be working on. And of course, I will be working in Season of Creation, a great priority for us in the movement. But now we're going to try in an academic area. It's going to be outside from the Laudato Si Institute in the Oxford institution. So yes, this is the news that I wanted to share. A lot of factors that motivated my discernment. The first one and the most important one is this that we have shared, how Annalisa shared this process that we want to deepen synodality, that this journey together in, signifies that we have to open our governance, our leadership spaces. Of course, that we have to keep growing and we have limits in roles as mine was, and it's not healthy. So we need to put spaces for new leadership. It's a great motivation for me. And another one, of course, is this using this image of the worm, the caterpillar, and now it's a butterfly, how the movement has grown in a natural way. And now we have to work together. And after 8 years, I think it's clear that my place, we need new ideas, new visions, and this will help the butterfly of Laudato Si to fly and to live his vocation as a butterfly in this movement. And of course, I wanted to mention another of the mention that it's a little bit more personal of my discernment. It was this thirst of go deeper, that after so many video calls as these ones in these 8 years, let's remember that the movement was founded by Skype. There was no Zoom at the time, it was by Skype. And after so many video calls, I am thirsty for more encounter, for more in person, for more nature. And all of this together with our climate emergency that we're still living, that it's inviting us to find new ways to have this conversion. This is what I want to do with the season of creation and the project in Assisi. These projects that are going to go work together with the time of Laudato Si. A lot of reasons for this transition, but I think that I'm going to end with this because of time, being mindful of time. I do have a letter telling you all about it, but of course, I am eternally grateful for these 8 years that we have worked together, this journey together, and I am so excited for the next 8 years to come. Blessed be the Lord for this amazing movement. Laudato Si.
Claro que sí. El proceso va a ser liderado por nuestro consejo directivo. Se va a constituir un comité de búsqueda apoyado por consultores externos que va a liderar el proceso.
The process, it's going to be directed by our board of directors. We have consultants that are going to be coming for this process. The announcement of the process is we're going to be finding new directors. 24th of February in our website, you can see all of the details and the chronogram and all of the expectations. And of course, for the process, I think that the new person has to be proposed by the council in May, starting, let's say, with a lot of months of transition.
Claro que sí. A ver, muchos detalles todavía se están discerniendo.
Of course, yes. A lot of the details, we're still talking about this, a discernment, in a dialogue with our brothers in Asís and all of these organizations. It's many, many years of work since we started talking about this in 2019. And in the last years, a lot of different things came to be about the project, about the Laudato Si Center. It will be the first thing that we want to launch, to making it operational next year as an experiment. There's still a lot of things that we need to discern, but that's the idea. And then the bigger project of the Laudato Si circuit, to join together all of these places that are so iconic for Assisi. It's a complex project with a lot of components, but the timing will have to do how these different in links we will make. Some still need some time, others are ready to begin action. So it's a step-by-step process, but hopefully in 2025, at the beginning of the year, we will be able to have for it to be functional for our global encounter that we have planned for 2025. So yes, thank you so much. This is about the context and this project. It's outside of the Secretariat. It's new. It needs another way of work. It's another vision from the Secretariat. So a lot of things that need to be happening. And as Antonio said, we need to make a way by walking. So there's an open invitation to co-create this project in Assisi. The door is always open. Thank you so much, Tomás. Great, great news. I think we're all just letting it in, but I am sure that whatever is to come, it will be the best for you and for the movement. As Tomás said, when the encounter is done, we will be able to publish this letter from Tomás with all of the details that he has shared with us today, and also details on his discernment project. We will find it all there. Now, let's invite Fabián Campos, co-director from Laudato Si Movement. What's next for the Laudato Si Movement? What is the news that we have for the future? Hello, everyone, friends. I'm really happy to be with you today in this first encounter of the 2023 encounter, and that the open participation of all of its members is important, since we're all called to action together. And 2023 means something really special for us because of these new stages that we're going to be having, especially with Tomás, our founder. And part of this process is something that each one of us has to be part of, this personal discernment in the spaces that we have. So I would like, first of all, welcome everyone and invite you in this 2023 to have this place of discernment, to see where God is guiding us to serve our common home and our brothers and sisters who needs it. In the on the year, we will have different spaces at a global level that it's going to be important for us to have different activities. In Ash Wednesday, we're going to have the Lent calendar for reflection and preparation for Easter. In April, we will have the program for animators, Laudato Si, in different languages like Spanish, Portuguese, Polish, Hungary, and Italian. Please tell your friends, your colleagues, your students to join. 21 to 28 of May, we will have Laudato Si Week, Hope for the Earth, Hope for Humanity, where we invite you to take part as an active participation in your national and local chapters. The 1st of 6 to August, we will have a great participation in Lisboa, Portugal, for the youth encounter. We will be sharing more about this for any young people that want to join. From the 1st of September to October, we will have Season of Creation. May justice run like water. We invite you to start working on it closer with your local churches so that this moment can be lived with the Christian community in your towns and cities for taking care of the earth and taking care of the planet. Also to invite you in prayer with our movement.
Gracias, Fabián, por las novedades. Estamos todos muy
Thank you so
ansiosos
much.
y nos espera. Y como dijo Fabián, los invitamos a que participen de todas las
Thank you,
actividades
Fabian, for the news. We are really excited about all of this. And we invite you to be part of these activities that we will have in 2023. Now, please put on the chat, how do you feel after participating in this encounter?
tal vez en los próximos encuentros. Entonces, comenten
And if there's someone who wants to share one word of blessing
mientras van comentando, les cuento que
for this encounter, so please put your words in the chat.
antes de despedirnos,
And while we do that, I wanted you to know that we are close to an end, but before we say goodbye, I wanted to share that in the 17th of June, here we will have the next global encounter. Now, we're going to have a cultural moment. Thank you so much to Miguel from Spain. Thank you so much, Miguel, and we'll see each other next in June.
Laudato si, laudato si, familia que quiere cuidar. Laudato si, contigo tierra hasta el final. Laudato si, familia sana, gente sana. Te amamos, dulce madre tierra, paz con la naturaleza, fuente de felicidad. Dulce madre de los pobres que acarician todo su ser, a quien cultiva en cada día otro nuevo amanecer. Nos hemos creído tus dueños, despertamos de un mal sueño, volvemos a ser tus hijos y a tratarte bien, todo bien, todo bien. Laudato si, familia que quiere cuidar. Laudato si, contigo tierra hasta el final. Laudato si, familia, gente sana. Te amamos, dulce madre tierra, paz con la naturaleza, fuente de felicidad. Dulce tierra de justicia que para todos tienes pan, como una madre amorosa que acoge a todos en su hogar. Vida simple y crear belleza, en la creación Dios nos reza. Volvemos a ser tus hijos y a tratarte bien, todo bien, todo bien. Laudato si, familia que quiere cuidar. Laudato si, contigo tierra hasta el final. Laudato si, familia sana, gente sana. Te amamos, dulce madre tierra, paz con la naturaleza, fuente de felicidad. Eso estamos cantando, ¿eh? La dulce madre tierra con nosotros siempre, ¿eh? La dulce madre tierra justa, buena. La dulce madre tierra, en las raíces, nuestros pies sobre la dulce madre tierra, nuestra ilusión, nuestros ojos sobre el Dios creador, ¿no? Ahí estamos. Hoy estoy admirado. Laudato Si, oh mi Señor, Estoy admirado, entusiasmado, con esta grandeza, este lugar, con tanto amor, con tanta vida, Estoy entusiasmado, Laudato Si, con esta tierra dulce que no deja de darnos y de regalarnos. Aquí estamos para hacer con nuestra vida, con nuestros días, algo alegre, algo vivo, y para cantar y vivir. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, familia que quiere cuidar. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, contigo tierra hasta el final. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, por mientras gente sana. Te amamos, dulce madre tierra, paz con la naturaleza, fuente de felicidad. Vamos, Laudato Si, Laudato Si, familia que quiere cuidar. Laudato Si, Laudato Si, contigo tierra hasta el final. Laudato Si, Laudato, planeta sano, gente sana. Te amamos, dulce madre tierra, con la naturaleza, fuente de felicidad. Siempre fuente de felicidad.